North Attleboro Community Television. North TV presents the high school football game of the week. Tonight from Community Field in North Attleboro, the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks take on the North Attleboro Red Rocketeers. Welcome everyone, Peter Gay along with Steve Hool and Josh Perry. Josh will be on the sideline tonight. Our second color commentator, Joe Andruzzi, was visiting children at Boston's Children's Hospital today. He is on his way and let me know that he was stuck in traffic. Oh, the commute from Boston. The North Attleboro Red Rocketeers come into this game 1-0 after an impressive opener last Saturday against the Foxborough Warriors on this community field, Steve Hool. Red Rocketeers, they lost a lot of talent in the skill positions, but man, it looks like they didn't lose anyone.
No, they played so well, and up front, they really just dominated the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively, and that just led to a big lead going to halftime at 20-0. They had almost 400 yards of total offense, 22 first downs. I mean, this team, it wasn't a quick hit, but they have the capability. They've got a lot of athletes on this team. They've got a really aggressive up front, like I mentioned. As this season goes along, that group is going to get better and better. It's not so much young kids either. It's kids that are juniors and seniors that are finally getting the opportunity, and they're making the most of it.
They certainly are very impressive in that opening win over Foxborough. Josh, the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks opened up with a disappointing loss at the hands of crosstown rival Attleboro. The question is Attleboro that good? Is Feehan that weak, or possibly a combination of both?
Well, I think that Feehan lacks a lot of the skill players that we've seen from them in the past. They struggled to move the ball on both. Struggled to move the ball and struggled to stop Attleboro from moving the ball. And I think really the key was they were just out physical, if that's even a word. Attleboro dominated them on the line on both sides. Feehan's not a particularly big team. They are experienced on the line. And I think this could be a really difficult matchup for them because obviously one of the strengths of North Attleboro is their size and speed on the line.
I spoke to Donnie Johnson before the game. He said, hey, when it's Feehan and North Attleboro, you never know what's going to happen. He was very impressed with his club's performance last Saturday. I spoke to one of the Feehan assistant coaches, said that, we lost 28-6, but 3 big plays we gave up. Had a great week in practice. He said he felt good about this one, so who knows? The Shamrocks and the Red Rocketeers, always something special at the start of the season. We'll have it all, beginning with the kickoff right after this. A Town of Faith on North TV takes you inside the many churches that make up the spiritual fabric of North Attleboro. We'll take you on a tour of the building and grounds, as well as delve into the historical aspects that make each congregation so unique. We'll talk to the clergymen and women of each church to get a feel for not only the physical aspects of the church, but also the basic spiritual beliefs behind each religion. A Town of Faith, exclusively on North TV's Community Channel, Comcast Channel 15, and Verizon Channel 24.
You promised me the world. Is this what you had in mind?
Every choice we make has a consequence. Help EarthShare and its members restore balance to the world. Visit earthshare.org and see what you can do. EarthShare, one environment, one simple way to care for it.
The Red Rocketeers will kick off to start this one off at Community Field. A late arriving crowd, including one of the men in the booth. Joe Andruzzi has made his way back from Boston.
Yes,
Tough
a little bit of traffic.
I find that hard to believe coming from Boston on a Friday night.
No, never.
Visiting children at Boston Children's Hospital, you said?
Yes, I went up there today and spent a little time with some children up in the hospital and picking their spirits up a little bit.
Red Rocketeers kick off an impressive kick from Dwayne Hunter Jr. A good return by the Shamrocks up to the 24-yard line. Ben Jetty in on the stop for the Red Rocketeers. Isaiah Douglas on the return for Bishop Feehan. Tell you, Douglas showed some speed.
Yeah, just when it looked like he was going to break away. Look at that big hit right there by Jetty, just filling your lanes and getting downfield.
You should have kept on track on the outside here. You had more of a lane on the outside.
So the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks at 0-1 on the season. Break huddle, Andrew Murphy, one of the captains, is the quarterback. And off, my mistake, excuse me. Steve's giving me signals here. Well, just talk, Steve. I'm not good at sign language.
You're right, it was Andrew Murphy. I actually thought it was somebody else. I apologize.
Well, I'm thinking to myself, okay, unless he knows there's someone else.
I was throwing an audible at you, and you weren't ready for it.
You were pointing to the North roster, and I'm thinking,
I would have got sacked.
Oh, man, you know, it's blown assignments like that cost games.
Won't happen again. Sorry, Coach.
Fumble.
Short gain for the Shamrocks. Now out of an I formation. Play action, pass. Out in the flat is caught. Dropped.
In and out.
Should have been caught. Was right into the stomach of Christian Cook, who was unable to hang on. Nice pass thrown by Murphy. Nice play action there.
Yeah, great play action. That's what they have to do. Again, very, very good defensive line for North Attleboro. They got to get rid of the ball, and that's one Cook wants back for sure.
Well, it's a great throw by Murphy, but his receiver was running without the ball. He took a step as he turned and was running, and the ball wasn't in his hands yet.
Got Norris and Carmichael on the ends. Will Cummer and Sean Peters, who had an excellent game against Foxborough last week, only a junior, 6'4", 218 pounds in your program.
Murphy out of the shotgun delivers a bullet that once again is dropped. This time, though, understandable because the intended receiver, Cook, was sandwiched between two Red Rocketeers.
He's got some poise in the pocket there. Throwing into double coverage, so it's tough to make that a completion.
Strong throw, though.
Shamrocks 3 and out. Andrew Murphy, the quarterback, is also the punter, which is something to keep in mind if they were in an area where you might attempt a fake punt. On the run, the return by Tyler Sellner. Good coverage by the Shamrocks. Dangerous catch.
On the run was Sellner, but boy, that ball was dropping pretty quick off the foot of Murphy. Once Sellner caught the ball, he was immediately tackled by a whole host of Shamrocks. Great field position.
I think he was coming off the field. The coach was telling him it's a little dangerous. Let's let that ball drop next time. We don't need to lose possession.
So the Red Rocketeers' first possession, excellent field position at their own 48-yard line. Quarterback Spiro Veritimos out of the shotgun. Will hand off to the back behind him, Wesley Nichols. Nichols will be brought down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 9.
Too much pressure coming up on that right side there. He had a pull-on guard coming around, and he couldn't even get around to get to his man and block. Good job by Feehan D-line, pushing the guys upfield, closing that hole up.
So 2nd and long for the Red Rocketeers. Nichols to the right of Veritimos. Pass is complete to David Lang, but Lang will be brought down in the backfield. A loss of 1 on the play. And a 3rd down and 11 coming up for the Red Rocketeers.
Yeah, Peter, you alluded to in the pregame, too, how Bishop Feehan gave up about 3 plays that really cost them last week against Attleboro High. And that defeat in the second half, Bishop Feehan didn't let the Bombardiers back on the scoreboard, and it was a result of that. They were playing good team defense, swarming the ball, and that's just what that was right there, similar to the first play.
Well, we'll see it time and time again over the course of each season that big plays do change the outcome of a lot of games.
So 3rd down and 11. Red Rocketeers looking to pass. Veritimos rolling to his right. Throws a pass downfield in and out of the hands of Alex Jetty. Would have been a very tough catch over on the sideline. Not sure he would have even caught it in bounds.
Yeah, I think Veritimos, he held the ball a little too long. Right here, he had Lang open down the field. I don't know if he had enough room for it. You see Lang 27 underneath. Tough pass to Jetty down the field. Good coverage by the Shamrocks, though.
He was definitely trying to get that 1st down because Lang wasn't close enough to the 1st there.
It's a nice first defensive stand for the Shamrocks.
Red Rocketeers punt the ball away. Jetty downfield, taken there by the Shamrocks' Michael Silvestri. And just as the Shamrocks covered well, so did the Red Rocketeers.
You thought Snell's was interesting. How about that one, Joe?
That was very, very dangerous. The ball's bounced and hit the ground. At least when North got it, it was in the air and he was on the run getting it. Those ones that bounce, those are, sometimes take tricky bounces. You got to be able to grab that, which he did, grab it and put it away, but you had your own guy right next to you.
End result, maybe he saved them getting inside the 10-yard line, but I think the coach will tell you, let that go.
Nerves of steel, these guys. First down, handoff will come near side on the carry for the Shamrocks is Isaiah Douglas. Douglas, the sophomore running back, will pick up a couple of yards on the play. Make it 1, 2nd down and 9 coming up.
2nd and 9.
Did I call the wrong back there?
Yes.
I knew, but I wasn't going to say anything because I already messed up once.
I'll step in this time, okay, Peter?
Cameron Fry with that
Fry
carry.
had the ball.
You know what? You're absolutely right. So Joe's the only one not to have made a mistake.
I knew that
so
answer,
far.
though. I knew the answer.
Fry with the carry.
It's 24, right? Not 42.
Oh, I had 21 and 24. From the side, the number looks the same.
We know what you mean.
The lighting here isn't very good. What can I say?
I agree.
There's a shot of Kurt Smith giving the play to quarterback Andrew Murphy. Hey, that takes a long time to get that play in. Not only that, you have your quarterback running 40 yards, sprints back and forth after each play.
Getting the exercise in. North.
Murphy will be sacked. And excellent coverage on the part of the Red Rocketeers. That sack, you can credit the secondary for.
That was a great call by the defense there. Blitzing right up the middle, getting in his face. He sat in the pocket there, but had pressure right in his face. He couldn't reach downfield, but the coverage downfield was excellent.
Outstanding coverage downfield. 3 guys downfield, everyone man-to-man coverage with the blitz on. I think initially, Feehan did a good job of picking it up. It's just so much pressure from the outside, Norris and Carmichael.
Murphy, a booming kick, will be taken by Jetty. Jetty up across the 50, breaks a tackle. 47, stays on his feet, but will finally be brought down by the Shamrocks' Matthew Glebus.
Yeah, Glebus only a junior, 5'11", 175. That's when it looked like Jetty was going to try to get around the corner. Glebus in there to take him out.
Some great field position now. See if they can capitalize on it here.
I don't think I've been to a high school game where there are this many punts in the first 5 minutes. Veritimos escapes the pocket, brings it downfield, will pick up 4 yards on the play. The tackle by the Shamrocks, Thomas Flett.
You can see Veritimos do this quite a bit. Last week, Veritimos was part of the 313 yards of running. Veritimos had 68 on 11 carries.
Josh Perry is ready with a sideline report. We'll head down to him after this play. He's at the Bishop Feehan 30-yard line on this side of the field. We'll be heading down to him shortly. Veritimos brought down, will be no gain on the play. 3rd down and 6. Let's head down to Josh Perry.
Peters, just a quick report on Will Comer. Unfortunately, in that last defensive series, he hurt his knee. It's the same knee that he injured in the game against Foxborough last week. Unfortunately, the prognosis at the moment seems like he'll probably be out for the rest of the game.
Thank you very much, Josh Perry. An addition to the North TV.
That last play,
Football
that
team.
excellent play by linebacker there, John LaBelle. As the play came running outside, he shot the gap, saw an opportunity to come out there and take down the quarterback. Another great play.
Veritimo sacked by Timothy McMacken, and the Shamrocks.
Fired up on defense. Actually, both defenses are pretty fired up out here tonight.
You look at the
That's a
total.
big boy out there, huh? 6'5", 250, Timothy.
With some speed and some closing. I mean, Veritimo's had nowhere to go. Total yardage for North Attleboro negative right now. It's been an outstanding defensive play for the Shamrocks.
Bishop Feehan 2 yards of total offense, North Attleboro -5.
Wow.
A little over 2 minutes left in the first quarter, too. Oh.
Shamrocks will let that one go. And what's interesting is we've seen both teams, the punt returners, field the ball in dangerous situations. This one wasn't as dangerous. They let it go, and it will cost them valuable yardage. So Feehan in the shadow of their own goal line, the 10-yard line. First down and 10. Still looking for their first down. The Red Rocketeers don't have a first down either. Handoff will come to the near side. There's a yard on the carry. Second down and 9 coming up. The carry this time by number 22, Matthew Allen.
Yeah, Josh noted that Will Cummer, one of the tri-captains of this North Attleboro team, he's out of the game with a knee injury. We hope he makes it back, but right now filling in for him is Eric Beckwith. He's a junior, 6'2", 273 pounds. He's also a starting tackle on the offensive side of the ball. So, again, big part of this team last week for North Attleboro was the line play, both offensively and defensively. He was right, big part of it.
That's where the game's won, Steve. You didn't know that? Up front in the line.
I absolutely
One in the
knew
trenches.
That seems weird coming from you.
There's a pass over on the far side, will be complete.
First down of the game.
Paul Salvaggio, on the reception. Little swing pass to the far side results in a big play and a first down for the Shamrocks.
That's a first down, Bishop Feehan.
Again, it's Murphy getting rid of the ball quick, get it out to your playmaker, and a couple missed tackles, good aggressive run down the sideline.
Okay, I'll be the first to admit on air that I'm surprised at this first quarter.
I had the opportunity to see the Attleboro Bishop fan game, and having seen North played so well last week to start the season, early on here, completely surprised. In a good way. This is a good football game early on.
Corbacero carry.
Carry by Jim Corbacero. Pickup of a yard on the play. 2nd and 9 coming up. Host of Red Rocketeers in on the tackle.
But again, you look at what Attleboro did against Bishop Fan last week in that 28-6 loss. It was a 57-yard run, an 87-yard kickoff return after a Bishop Fan touchdown. You know, it was big plays that really cost the Shamrock team, and so far they've been just very dominating up front.
North Attleboro with the timeout with 58 seconds remaining. This the end of rivalry week on North TV. What a week it has been. We were at the Kenneth Pickering Gymnasium on Monday afternoon. The North Attleboro Red Rocketeer girls volleyball team swept Attleboro 3-0. Wednesday we were at Bishop Feehan's McGrath Stadium to see the Shamrock girls soccer team easily defeat the Attleboro Blue Bombardiers, a shutout. And this evening we wrap up rivalry week with the Red Rocketeers and Shamrocks going head-to-head in football. Been quite a week, Steve. You missed most of it.
I know, I was working.
That's right, I forget this isn't your full-time job.
I was paying for the house. Sounds like a great week of action, though.
2nd down and 9. Shamrocks set up a screen that could result in big yardage here, but good hustle on the part of the Red Rocketeers. In on the stop was David Lang. He was one of the tacklers along with, I believe, Brett Gommond.
It's almost like North sniffed this play out, and then they were going. Then they all just left their responsibilities on the outside there, trying to get Murphy. And then Murphy with the poise. That's a heads-up play by Murphy to hold his ground.
Liking his quarterback ability back there, sitting back there in the pocket, got great poise, seeing the people around him, and then turning around and seeing his running back just in the flat right there and dumping it off, getting some yards where he wasn't going to get any if he just tucked and ran it.
Corbacero on the reception, so a 3rd down and a long 3 for the Shamrocks. Looking for their 2nd first down on this drive, their 2nd of the game. Murphy back
wide
to pass.
Open.
Oh, had a man wide open. Thomas Flett would have gone for at least another 15, 20 yards. Pass incomplete.
Ooh,
and with
man.
5 seconds left, the Shamrocks will have to punt the football away.
Yeah, Flett, he just released right off the tight end. No one bumped him, and that's one that Andrew wants back.
Yep.
And Murphy just, wide
He
open.
was rolling to his left, had to turn his body and just overthrew him.
Gives you a good shot of how much room there is right there.
Murphy had that one go off the side of his foot, will go out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Not a great punt, but it's still the worst field position North Attleboro has had. That will wrap up first quarter play. 11 minutes are in the book. No score from Community Field in North Attleboro.
Senior Beat, the monthly program that spotlights our community's senior citizens and the issues that are important to them. Join Pam Hunt, Executive Director of the North Attleboro Council on Aging, as she explores topics vital to the health and happiness of this great generation. Special guests, info on upcoming events, and front row access to programs put on by the Senior Center make this a show you can't afford to miss. Senior Beat, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on North TV's Community Channel, Comcast Channel 15, and Verizon Channel 24.
To the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, the USO is...
Start of second quarter play. The Red Rocketeers looking for their first down. They have it on the run. The power run up the middle by Wesley Nichols. And just like that, the Red Rocketeers are back in Bishop Feehan territory for the 3rd time.
Yeah, 3rd time. 2 of them they started in there. Last time they had this kind of field position. Bishop Feehan started pushing them back. Nichols coming off a great performance last week. 11 carries, over 5 yards, and right there picking up over 10 for that first down.
First down and 10 for the Red Rocketeers. One of the interior linemen moved. Will go against the Red Rocketeers, so they're back in their own territory.
Look like one of the linemen up front. You know, when you got a guy down, used to working since August now, working 5 guys as one, and you got to throw somebody else in there. They got to jump in there as if nothing changed right now.
Veratimos on the quarterback draw. Now the question is that a hold or a face mask on Veratimos? Looks like they're calling face mask. I did not see it. Let's see if we can pick it up here.
I think as he was going down, as he turned. Oh.
So had it when he spun there, he must have had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The official had a great angle. We
Yeah,
certainly did not.
Joe, you mentioned people stepping in. Again, Will Cummer plays both sides of the line. Fortunately, he's out. Stepping in right now, Reed Holden, who saw some action last week. 5'9", 166-pound junior.
So the Red Rocketeers, after the penalty, down to the 35-yard line of the Shamrocks. Nichols on the carry. Nichols will get up to the 28-yard line. I thought they might call procedure on Nichols because he kind of came up a half count early.
Second and 4. 3.
It's pretty close to a touchdown save and tackle right there. He had momentum, and that Bishop Feehan defense stepped up.
So a 2nd down and 3 for the Red Rocketeers. Nichols again.
Same exact play. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Here goes the ball carrier.
3rd and 1 coming up for the Red Rocketeers, a pickup of 2. And shaken up on the play is Alex Jetty.
3rd and 1.
Jetty definitely looked like he's in pain there. He's limping off very gingerly on that left foot.
Third down and short yardage. I would think 4-down territory. This time Veritimos fakes the handoff, then down to the 22-yard line. Nice fake by Veritimos, and then a nice quick run.
I think if you're Bishop Feehan right now, you really need to watch 2 linemen, because every snap they've had over the last 4, North Attleboro has changed their linemen up, and every time when they have Beckwith, and Peters, whatever sign they line up on, they're listed as the offensive guards, but they've been lining them up on the same side, and they've been every time running right off them.
So that being said, where are they running this time, Steve?
They're running left.
Right to the left here.
They run to the left, and Nichols down to the 16-yard line. Now, if you're noticing that, how come the Shamrock coaching staff hasn't noticed
Well,
it?
I think they will eventually, but I mean, they've definitely they've moved Reed Holden all over the line of scrimmage, and again, bringing both guards, your power line. They've got something going here, and one thing North will not do, they won't change what they're doing until there's a response right there by Bishop Feehan, and all they really need to do is try to blow that side up. And
okay. Now they're right guard, right tackle. Sorry to interrupt you, Steve. Well, I'll tell you what, if the coaching staff of Feehan does not recognize it, I'm sure the D linemen do recognize it.
Yep, good point. And that's where they got to communicate, but
they got to come to the sideline when the sideline adjustments. They got to sit down with their coaches and let them know what's going on out there.
And they very well may have notified them, and they're just still being beat up front.
Which is the problem with high school football, because they don't come off the field and sit with their offensive coaches.
They've got a lot of timeouts, though.
They have 5 now. Did I ever tell you that, Steve?
Good timeout here by the Shamrocks. Maybe we're going to talk about it.
Coach Smith over on the far sideline.
Unless they're listening in on us. They're picking it up here.
I'm quite certain they don't need us to tell them, because there's so much experience on that sideline. I mean, think of Paul O'Boy and Frank Almeida combined. I think they've probably got over 85 years worth of experience.
Combined experience might outdate football.
Yeah. State your name again?
Josh Perry is down at the 35-yard line of the Red Rocketeers during this timeout. If we can, let's go down and hear what he has to say. Josh?
And so, Peter, Feehan's defense has done really well at the start of this game, probably surprisingly so, considering that they lost one of their leaders, junior linebacker number 45, Tom Salmons, who was injured in the game against Attleboro last week, is out for the season with a torn ACL, PCL, MCL, and a broken tibia. Basically everything that could go wrong with his knee has. And unfortunately for Feehan, with already a pretty thin squad, they just lost one of their star linebackers.
Unbelievable. I think CL was combined with almost every letter in the alphabet in that description. Veritimos fighting for the first down. Fumbled. Yeah, I thought he was down before the ball came out. The Feehan saying they have the football.
I think the referee had a better angle than us, Peter.
Well, we got replay.
There we go, yes.
Okay, let's see. Veritimos cuts inside. There was no room outside. Oh, yeah, definitely a fumble.
Ball was out.
It was out. Looked like it was. Who's under 19 right there? Looked like he It's 77 again?
Looks like it.
Foster.
Carmichael, 77 from North, came around there. He seal blocked the outside, but no chance when that linebacker was rushing.
First turnover of the season for the Rocketeers.
Shamrocks. Corbacero, a big gain all the way up to the 47-yard line. The Shamrocks last week lost on big plays. They come up with one of their own here.
Well, you come off a fumble recovery there, and you want to shock this North Attleboro defense. That's the way to do it.
That was a pretty good timeout Feehan took.
Yeah, good timeout. You know, I think they really dug their heels in as they started getting inside the 30-yard line right there. Actually, inside the 20, sorry, but big turnover, and that's what you want to do. You just change field positions in that one play.
Come back at it again. Grab a couple more yards. Just keep moving those sticks.
Corbacero with the carry up to the 49-yard line. So 2nd and 8 coming up for North Attleboro.
Corbacero had 7 carries for 28 yards last week. Tonight he already has 3 carries for 36 yards.
I think he had 28 yards on that last carry.
Helps the stats.
And there he's got it again. Oh no.
Murphy on the option will get down to the 45-yard line. So a 3rd down and 2 coming up for Bishop Feehan. It's a big play very early.
Yeah, watch the end of this play too. Murphy gets some good, actually right there was Carmichael get caught inside from the defensive end, but Cook right there, number 18 for Bishop Feehan, he kind of gave a push, maybe a shot in the back right there, but it looked worse on film than it was. He really let go. He kind of let up on that. Big 3rd down play.
Great job by Murphy on that option. It confused me. I thought he handed it off. Also got Carmichael coming off the end there.
And it's not easy to trick Carmel and Norris. They've done an excellent job over the years of really sealing the ends on this North Attleboro defense.
Handoff up the middle, Corbacero.
Great second effort there to get that 1st down. Got hit first behind the line, spun off, and now moving the sticks for them.
Boy, talk about a game changer, that fumble.
Game of momentum.
First down and 10 for the Shamrocks at the North Attleboro 41-yard line. Very tight I formation behind Murphy. Handoff will come to the tailback. That's Cameron Fry. Fry will twist and turn down to the 39-yard line. Pick up a 2 on the play.
2nd and 9.
Trying to get aggressive up front, control that line of scrimmage. Good job by North Attleboro. Fry really had nowhere to go. Maybe.
No, it was such a tight lineup.
Yards,
yeah,
no splits, huh? No splits right there?
No, I don't know. It almost looked like goal line offense a little bit.
Left in that familiar 4-man front.
Oh, wide open. See, he's got the touch.
Oh, what a catch! Penalty marker down. Donnie Johnson was waving his white hat. Looked like an official at the end of a ball game.
Yeah. Watch Norris. He's going to get up there. And I believe it was Cameron Fry who was able to make a big block that allowed Murphy to get rid of the ball. What a catch downfield by Cook. Ineligible receiver downfield for the Shamrock. That's coming back.
Oh.
Watch the right here. Looked like Norris was coming in. Nice block.
Great block by that Fry back there.
What a catch by Cook, though.
Not sure what number was downfield, but that's as good as a turnover, though, right there, because what a great catch inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal from really about the 6 or 7-yard line, if not for this turnover. I'm sorry, for this penalty.
Get a big play like that and then you just shoot yourself in the foot. I mean, yeah, it can hurt an offense. Let's see if they can come back to form here. They need to make up some yards, move those sticks.
Second down and 13, we'll call it. Second and 13 after the penalty. Handoff will come up the middle. The Shamrocks get some of the penalty yardage back. Corbacero the carry, and a third down and 9 coming up for Bishop Feehan in North Attleboro territory.
It's 3 or 4 down territory here.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they were going to work that option again and fake that handoff, Murphy had the whole left side open there. Yeah, it was he could have had a nice little run to the outside there.
Tell you one thing, our scoring summary won't take long at halftime.
Halftime will still be long, though.
Murphy under pressure, caught a great block. The interception by Alex Jetty. Jetty down the sideline, has one man to beat. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Red Rocketeers. And once again, the big play continues to haunt the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks.
I guess Jetty wasn't hurt that bad.
I think that was over 70-yard touchdown interception right there.
Yeah.
How about the transition from offense to defense by the this Rocketeer team? Murphy had an open man. He just let him too far down the field. Looks like it was flat, I think.
Well, he kind of got grabbed from behind.
That was it's going to be about a 73-yard, 78-yard touchdown return. Blocking downfield. Wow.
Yeah, Fry was trying to step in there, get a block on the man rushing off the outside there, but I couldn't get the number who was rushing out there, but he reached over and grabbed the back of Fry's shirt, pulled it as he threw the ball, and kind of made him lob it up.
That's got to be demoralizing because the Shamrocks really had something going right there.
7-0.
You know, we talked last game about Alex Jetty and how versatile he is. He's a weapon on offense, but when you get him back in the defensive backfield and you hang a ball up like that, that's just like getting a punt return with a lot of open space. And again, the transition from defense to offense, outstanding job. 27?
27.
Yeah, 75-yard return.
Richardson coming off the edge there and not stopping, reaching out, just grabbing Murphy's shirt and letting him throw off balance.
So I guess we will have a scoring recap of at least one play.
One play, yeah.
And it'll be quick, too, because Jetty found his way to the 75 yards, pretty quick.
Just a few moments ago, we saw him limping off. It looked like he was in a lot of pain, but shook it off, went back out there, came back out on defense, and had an outstanding interception there and return for a touchdown.
It's a nice crowd filling in here, Peter, too, huh?
Very late arriving crowd.
Were they stuck in traffic, too?
Were they driving with you?
Must have been. Kick will come down to the 10-yard line. Shamrocks looking for a big return. They won't get it. Matthew Allen will return the kick to the 26-yard line. And with 2:15 left here in the first half, that is where Bishop Feehan will take over.
Tackle by Cummings. Bishop Feehan ball, 1st and 10.
Man, the big thing here for the Shamrocks, I mean, they'd love to put some points on the board, but get into the locker room if you can't put points on the board. And again, Coach Kurt Smith, he's just got to tell us, hey, it's been big plays. It's big plays that are hurting us because you're playing so well.
Well, you turn around, you can tell them that we had a big play ourselves, but then shot ourselves in the foot having a man downfield. Had an opportunity to have the ball first down and goal from the 6-yard line, and then here you are turning the ball over for a touchdown.
Great point.
Allen a pickup of 3 on the carry, 2nd down and 7. Coming up for North Attleboro. Swing pass complete on the near side. Little spin move by Cook. Cook will have enough for the first down up to the 38-yard line.
Tackle by Jay.
It's been a
That's great
successful.
to show some teamwork. Sorry, Steve. He's now 17 there. Michael Anginello. He's out there making that seal block out there, getting that first down for his teammate. Oh, here we go.
Flag on the play.
Shamrock snapped the ball before the offensive line was ready.
False start, Bishop Feehan.
You don't even call the number. Bishop, full start Bishop Feehan. That was the whole,
Yeah.
everybody on Bishop Feehan, full start.
There was a bunch of movement up front there. Pick a number.
And actually, Feehan, should this drive come up a few yards short and a few seconds short here in the first half, after that first down, the clock never stopped, so they lost about 15 seconds. Red Rocketeers come up big on the sack. Paul Norris.
Norris is really, he's been up in Murphy's face quite a few times right there, flushing him out of the pocket. Senior tri-captain takes him down this time.
That was a great rush by Norris. He split two offensive linemen up front, and both turned around, looking at each other. They got to, as an offensive line, you got to get up to that line. You got to talk to each other. Who's got who? I mean, to me, it looks like a 3-down lineman right now. They know he's passing.
Shamrocks may just keep it on the, want to just keep it on the ground here. They will.
Looks like it.
And that will do it for first half play. Certainly an entertaining first half of football. Started out,
And that's the end of the half for North.
3 downs, punt the football, 3 downs, punt the football. But boy, it did get exciting. 7-0, North with the lead. We'll be back with the halftime report after this. Since 2006, North TV has been your source for local community events, education specials, information, government meetings, news, sports, and more. Many of you have relied on North TV's website, www.northtv.net, for important information and the weekly program schedules on your 3 local channels. Thanks to input from loyal viewers like you, we're happy to announce the new NorthTV.net. We've improved the look and ease of navigating the site and have included the features you've told us you want. In addition to the information we've provided in the past, the new NorthTV.net has enhanced weather forecast and radar, complete program listings on each of our 3 channels, features on our loyal underwriters, up-to-the-minute schedules on the sporting and community events we're covering, updates on future and past editions of North Attleboro This Week, local news links, and more. The new NorthTV.net. Welcome back. 7-0 is our score at the half. Let's begin with a quick look at stats. Matt Luigi has those. Matt?
Bishop Feehan has a total of 73 yards on offense. James Corsaro has 6 carries for 43 yards. Andrew Murphy is 3 for 7 with 1 interception for 29 yards. And Matt Allen has 1 catch for 16 yards. For North Attleboro, they have 32 yards of total offense. Wes Nichols has 6 carries for 27 yards. And that's it for offense for them.
Thank you, sir. Matt Malucci, who scored the winning goal in the North Attleboro boys varsity soccer victory over King Philip today. We have a star in the booth with us. Let's take a look at the highlights. No, not of Matt's goal, but of the first half. This, a huge play in this game. Feehan looked as though they were set to score the game's first touchdown. Heck of a catch by Christian Cook, but an illegal man downfield, an eligible man downfield, pushed the Shamrocks back. 2 plays later, under pressure, Murphy fires downfield, overthrows his intended receiver, Thomas Flatt. The interception by Alex Jetty. Jetty picks up a nice block here. A big first half by Paul Norris, and Jetty goes into the end zone touchdown. The PAT by Veritimos made it 7-0. Good, entertaining first half of football, Steve Houle.
Yeah, very entertaining. Again, we mentioned surprised by the first half, but very entertaining. 7-0 lead. Could easily be 0-0 or 7-0 Bishop Feehan because as Peter just alluded to, they had a great opportunity. The line of scrimmage has really been kind of a really good challenge point for both teams. We've had the injury to Will Cummer. It's going to see how North Attleboro responds during the second half.
Before we go to Joe, Josh Perry's up in the booth with us. Josh, your observations from the sideline.
Well, I think the North Attleboro sideline was probably as surprised as we are at the fact that this was as close a game in the first half. There was a real noticeable lack of energy down on the sidelines until the big play by Alex Jetty. All of a sudden, all the noise started to come from this side, and I think it really turned things around for him.
Well, you wake up from the big plays, but I do have to say, I was joking around before, talking about the linemen, games won in the trenches and there. And, well, this game in the first half has been played in the trenches. Both lines playing outstanding and back and forth, pushing, shoving, making the tackles in there. We had one big play by Feehan that was called back, and then we had the big interception by Jetty.
7-0 our score. That's our halftime report. We will be back. The start of second half play right after this.
Hockomock Area YMCA quarterly cable show, The Hockomock Y Way.
Hockomock Y Way on North TV, a quarterly show highlighting your Hockomock area YMCAs, North Attleboro, Franklin, Mansfield, Foxborough.
It's our mission. Here at the center, I oversee the site.
I've been a member of the YMCA a little over a
Watch
year.
North TV's local programming channel, Channel 15, for updates on your Hockomock area YMCA.
Life can be busy, and it's not always easy to keep up with what's happening in your community. Does that sound like you? Then North Attleboro This Week is the weekly program you can't afford to miss. North Attleboro This Week recaps the week's special events, news, sports, and government town meetings through interviews with top newsmakers, highlights, and more. North Attleboro This Week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, only on North TV Channel 15.
We are back. Second half action set to begin. Kick, a short one, will come down to the 18-yard line. Taken there by Jetty. Fumbles the football. North Feehan recovers.
Yeah, Jetty had a steam right there, but one hit.
This momentum Feehan needs right now. Get the ball back in their hands here. Down 7-0. I think that was
number 17 for the Shamrocks, Michael Agnello.
Agnello got the ball.
But a big hit. Couldn't see real quick there, but looked like Corbacero making that big hit. I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right. Joe.
Yeah.
So the Shamrocks get the break they needed coming out of the locker room. Murphy on the keeper. Murphy has one man to beat. Will be caught from behind. I thought Jetty would have to bring him down, but a nice tackle from behind. And on the play, one of the Red Rocketeers, David Lang, shaken up at the 16-yard line. That would be a costly injury.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, this is a great job of selling it to Corbacero.
Carmichael tackling.
Boy, man, he just got way too inside. Responsibility football. Oh yeah, right there, number 22.
See, that's just an unnecessary block.
Down the field.
Lang already gave up, and yeah, I understand they're fired up and they're trying to keep everybody off the pile. Oh, I think he just got the wind knocked out of him because he didn't see him coming in.
Well, that's a call now they're making on the professional level. We saw one the other night.
Yes, I mean, it's unnecessary. You don't want anybody getting hurt out here, and and I understand, it's football. And trying to protect everyone, but that was close enough. It was within the 5 yards, I believe, 5-10 yards. So he still could have been running, getting down there, getting in on the play. So that's one of those 50-50 decisions.
First down and goal at the 8-yard line. Handoff to Corbacero. Corbacero lowers his head, drives the legs. Will pick up maybe a half yard. Second down and goal. These yards are going to be tough.
They're very tough. And Peter, we always talk about North coming out of halftime and how they've done so well over the years to really establish and really put an end to games for the most part because they get ahead. The last 2 weeks, North's come out of halftime. They've had to punt the ball, and this time on the opening kickoff, a fumble. gives Bishop Feehan a great opportunity after the big run by Murphy to get into the end zone.
Well, they keep on going up Corbacero there. They're setting up that Murphy option run, and you saw it happen coming down the field here. And there was another opportunity over there.
That one batted down, but considered a forward pass.
Yes.
Very close.
Smart play by Norris to play the whistle, because if that was a lateral, that could have been a fumble. So smart play clearly right here. That shows he did throw it forward, but it's tough to throw it over Norris. He's been a giant tonight.
And all over the field.
So now a big third down coming up for the Shamrocks. Third down and goal.
Nice job so far here. See if North can shut the door here. 2 more downs.
North came up with the big play, the interception for the touchdown by Jetty when they needed it. See if they can come up with the big play here. Murphy on the keeper. Brought down, and it will be Wes Nichols, yes.
Wes Nichols staying home, and this is kind of the defense. You stay home, you see Nichols up top right there. His responsibility as the quarterback. A nice, tough solo tackle outside the tackle. Nice job.
And so the end squeezed down again, taking that run. I mean, great job by Murphy playing that option, but Nichols just stayed at home and didn't let it give up anything else down in the end zone there.
Kurt Smith will use one of his 5 timeouts. The last time he called a timeout, it resulted in a turnover, then a couple of big plays, a penalty. Well, I was about to say cost them a touchdown, but they've got the same field position here, and now they're 4th down and still 6 yards to go.
I think they may be kicking a field goal here. You look on the sideline and got Murphy on the sideline.
Really, they're going to just wanting to get points on the board, you think?
Yeah, they're going to kick a field goal.
On to attempt the field goal of 24 yards will be Matt Allen. Snap is a good one, the hold a good one, and a bullet delivered by Allen. 7-3.
Where'd that ball go?
That's at somebody's pool right now, I think.
That was a bomb.
7-3, yes.
Usually have to say worry about the cars behind that, but how about the windows on the house? Surprised with that call, Peter?
I'm not surprised by that call, because I think it would have been very demoralizing for your team to come out of the locker room, get North to cough up the football, come up with a first down and goal, and come away with nothing. Not only that, what does it do to North Attleboro? Really pumps them up. These guys can't score against us.
I love the call. I love to get points on the board. You got a kicker like that on your team. Help you put points on the board even though they're still down. But get that ball on the kickoff return. And there's still over 9 minutes left in the third quarter here. There's plenty of time in this game to get those points on the board. There's going to be other opportunities they're hoping for in the next almost 2 quarters of football.
And Bishop Feehan has had the big plays offensively. Special teams, they've had the turnover. They gave up that one crucial turnover that went 75 yards the other way by Alex Jetty, and that's really the difference.
Murphy, end over end kick will come down to the 14-yard line. Taken there by David Lang. Lang with some room. Lang still on his feet. Up to the 45, 47-yard line. What a return by David Lang.
Takes the kick.
It's just what North needed right now. They lost the last kickoff return. They get an opportunity here. Take it up close to midfield.
Gotta love that, staying with the play right there. Good blocking downfield, individual efforts. David Lang, and he's the one that took that shot from Matt Allen in that big play by Bishop Feehan on Murphy's run to set up the field goal. But right there comes up with a big special team play, puts North in great starting field position.
First down and 10. Nichols on the carry, lowers his head, gets into Feehan territory down to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, Nichols 7 carries, 34 yards, leads the Rocketeers, and boy, he runs hard through the tackles.
Guess who they ran behind, Steve?
Yeah?
Big boys, yeah, 70, 77 in there.
Eric Beckwith,
Beckwith,
6'2",
Carmichael.
273.
Beckwith, Carmichael, and Peters.
I can't see it from this angle. Let's see, they're lined up.
Oh, Nichols was almost off to the races. Tripped up from behind by the Shamrocks' Matthew Glebus.
I think that time they went back. You got Beckworth and Carmichael on the left side of the line. And
there was a cutback play. I don't know if that was called that way. If you notice how it came down and Nichols took that ball, he stepped to the right and then, led off to the left there. So we'll see. Maybe North coaches picked up on it. They see Feehan line up that way or something. See how the game progresses here.
Jetty following his blockers, picking his hole, and getting down to the 30-yard line. Should be good enough for a first down.
That's a nice job by Jetty. I mean, really, Bishop Feehan did a great job. Watch this come towards your living room right here. They strung this play out, and then Jetty finally finds a hole, and boy, he's quick enough to shoot through that. Just short of the first down, but outstanding run by Jetty.
Great job turning the corner there. Nichols getting bumped off his block, but then reaching out, making that last-minute effort, having Jetty turn the corner, get some yardage.
Coming up on the 7.5-minute mark of the third quarter. Nichols on the carry. Nichols down to the 27-yard line. That will be a first down and 10.
They've been tackled by Norris right there. Little confusion up front, but end result for North Attleboro was a first down. And this looks like the North Attleboro team we saw last week against Foxborough, put 33 points up. It wasn't big plays. They just worked and grinded down the field, and that offense line starts taking over, and that's just what they're doing right now.
Lining up to the left side this time is Beckwith and Carmichael. Handoff will come up the middle to Nichols. And North Attleboro right now just power football.
Yeah. Inside trap. Carmichael pulling to the right, trying to get it up the middle, right behind the center.
This is what they did last week again. They did this, and then all of a sudden, once they get you thinking, kind of like an old wishbone team, watch for Norris on the flats. They're going to find the big tight end. He had 3 big catches last week, one of them for a touchdown, and he's got great hands. He's been a 3-year starter. He's more than capable of making the big catch.
Second down and 9 for the Red Rocketeers. Shamrocks need a big stop. Nichols, no room, tries to reverse field, cuts upfield. Too many Shamrocks in the area. The first one there was Mitchell Martin, the 6'4", 260-pound lineman. Joe, Eric Beckwith, we mentioned earlier, 6'2", 273. In your heyday, how big were you?
By my senior year, probably roughly about the same size.
Now, how about when you were playing for the Patriots? How big did you get?
6'3", 10 years in the NFL, 6'3", 315. I was 315. That was my weight for 10 years. You had to stay at that minimum weight. You had a weight limit on some certain guys, so or else you get fined.
$5, right?
Oh, yeah, sure. Times a lot more than that.
Timeout.
Each pound.
Timeout on the field, which would lead to the question, what does a 6'3", 315-pound guy eat to maintain that weight? And I guess
a whole lot.
Whatever you want.
Potatoes?
Well, he's still trying, the night before the game, or 2 days before, you want to eat those carbs, the pasta and stuff like that to keep your energy, keep your carbs up. During the week, you get going, but you don't want to eat McDonald's every day. Even though you're going to be burning it off, but you want to still have the right nutrition to keep your body right.
Does anybody smell something burning?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably where that ball landed. That ball probably scraped off a leaf and started a fire, because that was a shot by Allen, that field goal attempt.
Landed in somebody's fire pit in the backyard, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it smells like, actually.
It smells pretty good.
We're all sitting around the fire.
We're all sitting around
using the North TV cups we were just handing out, drinking water.
Third down and 9 for the Red Rocketeers. Jetty makes the cut. Jetty's into the end zone, touchdown. What a run by Jetty. He waited, boom.
Very, very patient and some great blocking. He's just reading his blocks perfect. He's done it a few times on this possession, and right there with a big touchdown run, his second time into the end zone tonight. Yeah, Carmichael with a big block right there.
He is all over the field tonight.
Also, I don't know if that was 27 Richardson. I'm not sure who else. Just great blocking downfield, that free Jetty up. He looked surprised when he looked up and he saw no one in front of him.
Carmichael making a big block there, turning it around, giving him an opportunity to turn the corner and put it in the end zone.
Kick is up and it is wide. No, it's good. Looked wide from this angle, but underneath the uprights looking straight up.
Sure, North thanks that you're not wearing pinstripes tonight, huh?
From here it looked wide. Here it is. Now watch him. He's following the wall, following the
Nichols,
wall.
you see Carmichael making big blocks.
Also,
17 out there.
Yeah.
Another guy out there.
Yeah, Guillen out there. Alex Guillen, junior, 6 foot, 152 pound.
Ryan Guillen.
Ryan Guillen.
Ryan Guillen. But just great job overall. And Jetty, he can't do it by himself. He went over there, he got the ball, but he's waiting for his teammates to come out there for him.
So North Attleboro now with a little breathing room, 14-3, and the fact that they were able to hold Bishop Feehan to a field goal on first down and goal was huge.
Well, it's just a great way to answer back after that fumble and kickoff return to open the half. Feehan had the momentum. They got 3 points on the board. They come back with a big return close to midfield and able to move down and get another 7 points on the board.
Shamrocks able to pick it up after the bad hop. Matt Allen trying to get to the corner will be knocked out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
Just when Allen was about to grab this ball, watch this jump right here off his shoulder pads. And that's really when the defense, the coverage can really get messed up. And you see Allen, he sees an outside lane because they were converting on the ball, thinking it was going to be a fumble. Nice play right there. I don't know if it was,
that was Jetty.
Was it Jetty again? Boy, he's had an outstanding game all over the place. And you see special teams. He's had the touchdown on offense, touchdown on defense. Big time contributor for the Rocketeers.
So the Shamrocks need to answer, because I'm starting to get the feeling that North Attleboro is going to score. Was there a fumble, or are they saying he was down? Waiting for an official to signal.
Boy, that happened quick. You mentioned it, Peter. You felt something was coming on here.
Looks like North's got the ball here. Recovered by 27.
Here we go. Here's the replay. Casparo, he just lost the ball.
Yep, ball was on the ground.
After this play, we'll head down to Josh Perry, who's down at the North Attleboro 35-yard line. Nichols on the carry, a spin. Nichols could be off to the races. No, he is dragged down at the 13-yard line. Let's hear what Josh Perry has to report from the sideline. Josh?
Thanks, Peter. I was just over on the Bishop Feehan sideline. Coach Smith on that last possession, very upset on the 3rd and goal play as Murphy tried to take the ball around the end. The running back stopped and watched rather than following, so there was no pitch man for Murphy, and it ended up costing Feehan in the end 4 points. Coach Smith furious over on the sideline.
Thank you, Josh Perry. Yeah, I could see where he would be, because Feehan was at a point in this game they were going to grab it and at least tie it up, but all of a sudden you look up, you're down by 11 points.
That's the whole point of the option play. You got to have that running back part of that option. Well, momentum's definitely in North side right now. Getting that ball back here, moving down the field. Another opportunity to get more points on the board.
It's interesting, total yardage right now in favor of Bishop Feehan by 11 yards. Nichols will get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe squeezes out about a half yard. We'll call it 2nd down and 9.
Tackle by McMacken.
It may not be the big plays against Feehan, but the big plays also count on turnovers. Turnovers change games.
Penalties
change games. That's where they're hurting right now. I mean, as we just heard, Feehan's leading total yards.
Nichols to the corner. Nichols down to about the 1-yard line. And North Attleboro's offense, which looks so powerful against Foxborough, has found its stride.
There's no question. I mean, they're able to get around the corner. And look at the blocking downfield. This line of scrimmage from for the Rocketeers, they're just controlled. Look at Norris.
Pancaking
just
the guy
completely
on the corner there.
a smaller guy coming around the corner. And Nichols, Jetty, they're just getting some outstanding room. And they're picking their holes. They're following their blockers. What a turn of events here.
Veritimos on the quarterback draw up the middle will be denied at the goal line. It will be 2nd down and goal as we approach the 3.5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and you got Veritimos running between the tackles, which, hey, how do you offset always running outside, which North's been very successful in the last 2 drives? You have to keep these guys contained inside. And what do? Hey, if you get in the end zone, they're obviously great. But if not, look for them to come back around for a sweep again.
Definitely a lot harder when you leave 2 unblocked guys on the end of the line there coming down.
Yeah,
free.
That's a bit of secret going on there. Get the ball and run ahead, and good luck.
Second and goal. Nichols will get the carry. Nichols close to the goal line. He will be denied. So 3rd down and goal now from the 1. And it will be interesting to see if North Attleboro decides maybe to go to the outside and use some of that speed that they possess.
Nice job by the Shamrocks. Look at that penetration right there. Nicely done.
Well, a lot of their plays have been outside. Up the middle, they've been held up the middle. So a lot of outside. They had a lot of blockers. Guys getting outside, pullers, running backs. The tight ends are out there. Everybody's blocking for them on those outside runs. So let's see if they got it here.
Veritimos on the keeper. Veritimos close to the goal line. In, touchdown. And I'll tell you, he barely made it.
Yeah, he barely made it. Great effort again by the Shamrocks, but Veritimos able to find that hole, and he shot right in there. His legs got taken out, but across the goal line, another touchdown for the Rocketeers.
So
Great block up front there. Number 73. That was Peters, Sean Peters on the outside there, sealing the outside for him to turn the corner, get on that corner, and get in there for the touchdown.
Veritimos, this time dead center, no question.
Kick is good.
Yeah, Peters has really been a monster on offense, defense. They like to run behind him. Watch this, though, like Joe said. Kick him out, boom. Get in there, nicely done. Taking the big fella too.
Yeah, Peters and I think it was Carmichael on the outside. He drove his guy right in the end zone.
Ticket number is 162985. Come to the press box for $577.
$577. That would have been nice to win, huh, Steve?
Could have bought some cups.
Yeah. We have a few left over.
So you look like a vendor out there, huh?
You're very impressive at halftime.
You fill them up with peanuts.
You know what the problem with the high school halftimes are? They're not long enough. I wasn't able to pass them out.
Pete, I can't tell you enough. That was you were you had. We didn't know if you were running for something. That was unbelievable.
Well, thanks for helping, guys.
Well, we didn't
have. We had fun watching you.
Yeah, you had the whole stand covered. Joe was yelling, "Go to the fan side."
And I've got these kids stealing cups over on the left here. Shamrocks collide, trying to come away with that. Kick return, and on the return for the Shamrocks is Isaiah Douglas.
Douglas, tackled by Vlasic.
A little communication problem back there on the return, guys. Thankfully enough that they did come up with it there. We might have heard Kurt Smith yelling from this sideline.
Jack Blase on the tackle for the Red Rocketeers on the kickoff return. So first down and 10.
Sorry.
Tell you guys, this weather is perfect.
It really is nice. Hopefully the whole weekend's supposed to be like this.
First and 10. Murphy looking to pass, tried to duck under two would-be tacklers.
Quarterback is sacked.
That was Peters and Norris right there. His combination.
Norris and Carmichael.
Norris in there again. He's tackling not only his own players, he's tackling all the Feehan players.
Norris jumped up. Murphy had nowhere to go, and then Norris took him down too. I mean, boy, they're playing on a different level right now. This is what we saw last week. And
well, that's more of a coverage sack there because he was looking downfield, and once again, North's defense had the Feehan receivers locked down.
Now you can pin your ears back a little bit here, Joe, because if Murphy keeps stepping back to try to throw the ball, he's going to have a long evening.
Second down and long for the Shamrocks. Murphy escapes the pocket, throws over to the left side. Pass is complete. I believe it's to Matt Allen.
Yeah, some nifty moves over there when Allen, once he caught the ball, had some room. Looked like he might have only picked up 3 or 4 yards, able to pick about 7 or 8.
Third down, and they're going to call it 3 now. They moved the yard marker a yard closer than originally spotted. Either way, a must down for the Shamrocks. Murphy, look out from behind, will dive forward for the first down, but
once again, Norris.
Oh, man. Morris is all over the place.
Coming from the backside.
Backside defensive end chases the quarterback down.
This Morris is quick as a cat, huh?
Look at that.
What, Steve?
You can't say that, Peter.
There's a whole generation of kids who have no idea what I just... Whatever happened to Morris the cat?
Well, he's Norris, but I don't know about Morris.
Oh, that's true.
I see some people using those North cups pretty wisely here. Putting their hot chocolate and coffee inside of it so it doesn't burn their hands. How about that, huh?
Down to the 49. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the other 600.
Second and 6, 5.
Second and 6 coming up for the Shamrocks. And now North Attleboro will take a timeout. Nope, that will be the end of third quarter play. That quarter just flew by. See what happens when I stand out on the stoop rather than in the booth. We're down to the final 11 minutes. The Shamrocks and the Red Rocketeers in a classic at Community Field. Back with the final 11.
Hockomock Area YMCA quarterly cable show, The Hockomock Y Way.
Hockomock Y Way on North TV, a quarterly show highlighting your Hockomock area YMCA's North Attleboro, Franklin, Mansfield, Foxborough.
Really, it's our mission. Here at the center, I oversee the site.
I've been a member of the YMCA a little over a
Watch
year.
North TV's local programming channel, Channel 15, for updates on your Hockomock area YMCA.
Life can be busy, and it's not always easy to keep up with what's happening in your community. Does that sound like you? In North Attleboro This Week is the weekly program you can't afford to miss. North Attleboro This Week recaps the week's special events, news, sports, and government town meetings through interviews with top newsmakers, highlights, and more. North Attleboro This Week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, only on North TV Channel 15.
Second down for the Shamrocks fumble. Murphy does the smart thing and fall on the football.
Smart thing.
Oh, recovered by Murphy.
Got to get out from the center with the ball, and it just seemed like Murphy just really never. Well, actually, he lost it right there in the fake. Cover-Cero tucked it in a little bit too far.
Third down and A long 8 for the Shamrocks. The scoreboard and I are usually very not in unison when it comes to down and distance. Now the scoreboard says 3rd and 8. Look at the chains. What do you think it is? 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 9? I'm going with the 3rd and 9.
Timeout, Feehan.
Or 3rd and a long 8. Feehan with a timeout here.
I think that's
How about 38 and a half?
Yeah, that's probably
8.5.
I think you might be onto something.
Well, if you round it off, it would be 9. There you go, 3rd and 8.5. Murphy.
Oh, great play by Carmichael.
Once again, Peters, I think it was 73
Peters,
right
sorry.
there. You know, he played a lot as a sophomore last year, a junior this year. And they lost Richmond. Richmond graduation. But boy, they don't miss people in the center of the field right here. Peters has been a monster tonight.
Hovering over those Cubs like he's got them in his hand now.
So 4th down, and the Shamrocks lined up in punt formation.
He wants to give them up, but he doesn't want to have everyone have them.
4th down, let's see if Murphy fakes the punt here. Nope, he'll punt it away. Try to rely on his defense, punts to the sideline.
Oh, taking a north bounce. Get on that.
Yeah, the Shamrocks did not do a good job of covering that punt.
29. North Attleboro ball, 1st and 10.
Yeah, not a long punt, but you look at keeping the ball to Jetty's hand, and that was good for a few yards too. So,
very true. He's had an outstanding game, and hot when that ball gets in his hands.
Whew, man, a lot of speed, a lot of moves, and you combine that with good blocking, which he's had all night in front of him. It's been a complete team effort. It will be in the headlines as Jetty leads the Rocketeers, but it's been some outstanding plays up front. The transition from defense to offense on the interception, and then offensively just blocking downfield, wide receivers, and pulling guards and tackles.
Varitimos following his backs, trying to get around the corner, will be tripped up from behind at the 30-yard line.
Varitimos carry.
And I'm not sure why, but the official.
That was a trick play. If you see the line, sorry, Peter.
Oh, there's a holding penalty. I did not see the flag on these.
See the line split. I don't know if that was a cold play. I don't know. The right side of the line went to the right. The left side went to the left. Maybe they're trying to mess with them a little. A little trickery. There we see it again here. No, see, I think it was
he went the wrong
misdirection.
way?
He went the wrong way, too. He opened up the wrong way. So some miscommunication there on the left side.
That's weird. You don't see that too often.
No.
Maybe you think on that, then maybe you'd have a reverse coming back and they're setting something up. I don't know.
Yeah, but it didn't look like anything was being set up.
So it will be a spot foul downfield where the holding took place. So the ball will be spotted at the 20-yard line. They've got to get to the 39-yard line, so it will be 1st down and 19 for the Red Rocketeers.
Nichols carry.
Nichols on the carry.
Yellow.
Hard fought, 5 yards.
2nd and 15.
So a 2nd down and 14 coming up. And Alex Jetty stretching out that right calf. Seems too cold to be cramping up.
Yeah, he's frustrated. The same thing happened to Jetty last week against Foxborough. And like you mentioned, you got to eat right and you got to have the right fluids.
Two-way player, playing every special teams, probably didn't get water till timeouts or halftime.
He doesn't have enough cups.
You're holding those, Peter, like Joe said, like you're holding a baby.
This marketing strategy was my baby. Varitimos rolling out, rolling downfield, passing downfield. Complete. dragging over the middle. And what a game turned in by Paul Norris, the 6'2", 210-pound tight end.
You know, what a great job. He's going to do a drag across the field, some play action right there to Nichols, and Veratimos gets rid of the ball. Look at the hands. Watch this. This is just a great catch in the hands. Bring it to your body, secure it, get your feet in bounds. I mean, that is just pure talent right there, and a great effort by Norris, and a nice throw downfield by Veratimos.
Great concentration there, taking that ball, seeing it in his hands.
Yeah, I love that.
Knowing where he is on the field, tucking it away, and getting his feet in bounds.
How many times do you see a kid try to catch it with the body? I mean, get your hands up and catch the ball. It's just what Norris did.
Handoff, sweep to the left side. Tyler Sellner, up to the 45-yard line. Pickup of, I'll call it 2 on the play. Second and 8 coming up. And North starting to not only chew up yardage, but chew up clock as well.
And they had almost 400 yards against Foxborough. 22 first downs. Those numbers aren't quite where they are right now so far. 141 total yards, 132 on the ground.
Nichols.
Well, they did come out slow today a little bit. Both sides, it was a defensive battle in the first half here.
What this game reminds me a little of last year. The Red Rocketeers in a few big games started out slowly. Then all of a sudden, boom, game over.
You know, settle down. Again, coaching staff does a great job of putting the kids in position to make the plays. And in the first half, it was really a chess match between the two coaching staffs. Kids were making plays on the field, and now North's just making more plays.
Veratimos under some pressure, throws downfield, pass in and out of the hands of one receiver, into the hands of David Lang. The official saying it was not a catch.
I think that was the right call.
Yeah, it was a great call. Great call by the referee out there. As he came down, it was in his hands, but it was also on the ground as it was coming down.
Right through Powell's hands here.
Watch him as he comes down.
He never really had possession. Right there.
Right
yeah,
there.
hit the ground clearly.
Good call.
Bounced right up.
Great call.
Good call.
Yeah, Dan Lang wants that one back, but
David Lang. Danny Lang, his dad was telling me, they were watching the game the other day with Dave, and Danny just roared.
Sorry, that won't happen again.
And
it will.
They did say.
But you know, having brothers, it's the same.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Peter, I know, we all know. We never get the right name.
I grew up with 4 boys. Another Andrewsy. There we go. Coming through.
We'll head down to Josh Perry, who's at his usual spot for a report after this play. Short kick, but an effective one. It will take the Feehan bounce, an illegal touch on the part of the Red Rocketeers. We'll see what the call is. Dead ball foul. And I have no idea what the signal is. Josh Perry.
There's things going on right around me, but that last play, the officials called it incomplete. It was right in front of me at the time, and I believe that he actually came up with it. But as you can hear behind me, there was an unsportsmanlike conduct because of some comments made from the sidelines, and that just cost North Attleboro another 15 yards.
That is not good, and that's not the type of discipline that the Red Rocketeers, certainly their coaching staff preaches, and that will, I'm sure, be addressed. If this were a much closer game,
that'd be huge.
That could be costly.
You know, but you can't have that for a number of reasons. But it's just the respect on the field, and the umpires, the officials in general, but and the coaching staff in North, they're going to shut that down. That's just not going to happen.
First down.
Peter said if this was a closer game, this could really hurt them.
First down and 10 for the Shamrocks. Need to come up with a big play, but making the big play, Paul Norris. Who else?
was a bull rush that time, just cutting inside and just running over his blocker. Murphy had nowhere to go. Watch this, lower screen. Just challenge him. I mean, that's just, wow.
Men against boys.
Well,
wow.
As an offensive lineman, you got to have your head up. You got to have your balance evenly distributed throughout your body. And you have a great technique. You know, it's hard to block somebody and get your head down in the ground.
Feehan now 2nd down and long. Murphy passing downfield, has a man wide open. It's Allen. Allen will make the catch, but in doing so, had to go down to the ground. Otherwise, it might have been 6 points.
Pass complete to Allen.
Got a flag down in the field there?
No, yes, there is a flag down, but there's also a shamrock down back at the 24-yard line. Now, what is the flag going to be? And I almost wonder if that flag
I don't think Feehan knows
might
that
have
they
fallen
have a man down. Oh,
no,
there
they
we
don't.
go.
The injured Shamrock is Timothy McMacken, a 6'5", 250-pound lineman. Let's see if we can see where he gets shaken up. McMacken at the top of your screen. It was after the play. And you can see if Allen had been led a little bit more, which it was still a great pass from Murphy, might have been 6 points. And that was in a flag that fell out of the pocket of an official, out of the umpire's pocket, and not a flag on the play. It's those fancy new pants they have.
Seriously.
Must be.
Well,
But
they
you
run
get the
so
coaches
fast.
nervous when you do that, though. I'm sure Kurt Smith was on the sideline, worried about what call, which way that was going to go.
Let's see, they attend to McMacken. And as you saw earlier, unfortunately, the injury seemed to occur after the pass was thrown by Murphy downfield to Allen, so we do not have that on the screen. Feehan athletic trainer Beth Arrington is working on McMacken.
The only thing I could see that was going on in that play, pass rusher, he was on the right side there. You know, he jumped in the air.
Yeah.
I don't know. We missed the tail end of that, but hopefully he'll be right out there.
Well,
Okay.
McMacken. And that's certainly a good sign, because if it were a neck or a back injury, they certainly would not be rolling him onto his back. And now he's
Sitting up, so that's a good sign.
and will make it off the field under his own power.
Yeah, Nick Macklin, he's had a nice game tonight too. He's
Another
been
two-way
solid.
player,
Yeah, defense,
all over.
offense, made some big blocks. Freed up Murphy a few times, and good to see him walking up with his own power.
Did you notice Joe was clapping as he went off the field? Even though he's in the booth, but when the running backs are coming off,
I know.
He's looking at the
Clapping for everybody.
brotherhood, right? Brotherhood of
You got
linemen.
It is.
So Feehan off of after the big play, down to the 39-yard line. And the clock is running with 4:40 now remaining. Pass downfield, pass will be complete. And I'm not sure if it was complete, but whether or not the catch was made, Michael Agnello seemed to push off to
See if
get
we can catch it
separation.
Here. He may or may not have his hand underneath the ball here. No,
That was not a catch.
that was clear. That ref was right there.
Let's see from this angle.
You can see how it bounced.
Yeah. 1 for 1. Got the other one right.
It's not an easy job, huh?
Thankless.
Matt Allen brings it down to the 22-yard line. So Feehan will have a 3rd down and 5, and now definitely 4-down territory.
And good news for North Attleboro, too. That clock is under 4 minutes, still running. Bishop Feehan Allen not getting out of bounds. 21-3 lead. You'll give them that play.
Feehan cannot take too much more time to put points on the board. They set up a screen, but the Red Rocketeers have it snipped out. Corbacero.
Got to have somebody leaking out the other side there. They're trying to set up a little.
They blow that dead?
Little screen, yeah. He hit his knee down. Corbacero. Got Allen over here leaking out to the left.
Oh, his knee hit the ground probably.
Yeah, he did hit the ground.
3rd and 12.
You saw North just sniffing that out. They weren't rushing. They saw what was happening. Everybody shifted over to that side.
3rd down and actually 12 yards. Murphy throwing, had a man open, incomplete.
Incomplete.
Nice looking corner route right there, and Murphy had the man, just overthrew him.
And now a big 4th down and 12 for the Shamrocks.
4th down.
Feehan's been able to get behind this North Attleboro defensive backfield. They just haven't been able to convert.
And when they did convert, it was called back.
Boy, and that was a big play too. That was a real big play in the first half. Inside the 6-yard line, then called back, legal man down the field. A couple plays later, picked off, Jetty on the board for the touchdown just before halftime, 7-0 at halftime. Not a turnover, but penalties.
So a big 4th down for Bishop Feehan. They use a timeout. What do they have, about 8 remaining, Steve?
Could be here till midnight, huh?
So the way this game started with the 2 teams, 3 downs and out, 3 downs and out, 3 downs and out, and 2 of those downs being passes, I thought we were going to be here till Sunday. So a last gasp for the Shamrocks. And let's see if the Red Rocketeers blitz. They do. Murphy has time. Throws downfield. Will be complete to Matt Allen. Allen with the catch down at the 8-yard line. And Feehan remains alive.
Yeah, the difference between that pass and the previous pass by Murphy, throw the ball up, get some air under it, and let your receiver run under it. And that's just what happened right here. Allen, nice pass, nice catch, and good coverage downfield too.
Murphy all game. I mean, he's got people in his face. Norris.
Yeah.
He might be having some nightmares tonight with him in his face, but you know what? I don't think he'll have those nightmares because he's got some great poise in that pocket. Knows the guys are in front of him. He is still setting his feet and trying to get that ball on the money. And Allen, some great concentration there.
Pass complete in the flat to Allen. But a loss of a yard on the play. It will be 2nd down and goal. And the likelihood of Feehan scoring 3 touchdowns in a 2-minute, 20-second span are highly unlikely, but.
And Preston Palucci with that, 5'9", 173-pound junior. But Peter, to your point, Peter, it's confidence though. That means if they can get in the end zone here for the Bishop Feehan, potentially 10 points in the second half against what appears to be a very good North team. It's early in the season here, but they've played some very good football. You have to have confidence. You look at this Bishop Feehan and how they start their season. Attleboro. Then we have North Attleboro. Then I believe they have the Barrington coming up.
As he scrambles to open his Sun Chronicle football preview section.
Yeah. Steve, check out. Wait.
Oh, no, I don't need that. I need another schedule.
It's right on the cup.
That's not on the cup. That was set up. Here you go, Peter. So at North, at Cardinal Spellman, home against Barrington, Situate, Coyle Cassidy, at Bishop Stang, at Martha's Vineyard. So, I mean, that's a tough stretch of football to start the season off, but gaining a lot of experience.
But the level of competition from their non-league schedule to the Eastern Athletic Conference schedule, not even comparable. Pass, somehow caught.
Threaded a needle right there. Couldn't see from this angle, but
number 17 for the Shamrocks, Michael Agnello.
Agnello, he's made a couple nice catches tonight. Watch this. He
He's
just grabbed
setting his feet.
Good
and
coverage.
Gunning it downfield there.
Yeah, and Paul is doing a nice job. Good coverage. Just nice pitch and catch by the Shamrocks.
Pitch to Allen. Allen gets down to about the 2-yard line, but now 4th down and goal. Now the official made a signal after Feehan's last time out.
Feehan has another man down here.
And rather than doing the choo-choo, like pulling the chain 5 times, signaling that was the last time out, he signaled timeout and then kind of waved it off.
Correction, tackle by Peters.
So the wrong signal made, but it is indeed the last time out. And I'm not sure if that's the same Shamrock who was injured earlier. But if that is indeed the case, I would think this would probably be his last play. As many times the player will come off the field, yeah, I'm all right, I'm all right, and then 2 plays later they're back down again. Guess what? He's not all right.
Yeah. It's that adrenaline that's rushing through your body. I've been there before.
And Feehan is actually going to use this as a timeout.
They should. They've got none left.
Which is beneficial to the Shamrocks, although they would rather have a healthy teammate than the ability to go over and speak with their head coach. High school football continues next week. These cups are handy, by the way. Next Friday night, we will be on the road with the North Attleboro Red Rocketeers as they travel to Canton to take on the Bulldogs. That one a 7 o'clock start on the artificial turf at
That's right.
Canton High School. September 30th, we close out the month with a big one. A 7 o'clock start, the North Attleboro Red Rocketeers, their 3rd game in 4 games here at Community Field. That is great scheduling by an athletic director to get a young team at home as often as they have been this year. October 6th, Red Rocketeers back at home again against the Stoughton Black Knights. Are they ever on the road? And then October 14th, North Attleboro at King Philip to take on the Warriors. That one a big one in Hockomock League play. October 22nd, North Attleboro on the road against the Sharon Eagles. October 28th, North Attleboro on the road at Oliver Ames. And then the big one, November 11th, on the road at Mansfield, a 7:30 start, that one on Veterans Day. The Red Rocketeers and the Hornets with possibly a trip to the postseason on the line, and then we close out the regular season against the Attleboro Blue Bombardiers. That was not Timothy McMacken. I believe it's Edward Giles, number 76. And if you're Feehan, you see 2 of your big linemen, and in Giles' case, one of your captains going off. You hope they're okay for next week.
They got a small team as it is, so hopefully it doesn't decimate them. It hurt their upcoming games here. But like I said earlier, you got to get another guy in there. Next guy's got to fill that spot as if nothing happened.
4th down and goal for the Shamrocks. A last chance. Look out. Ball game. On the sack from behind, Dan Cummings, number 8. And the Red Rocketeers once again turn back the Shamrocks in a first and goal situation.
Yeah, this attacking defense right here. And Murphy trying to make something happen. Look at Cummings, though, coming from behind all the way across the field, takes him down, stripped the ball away, strip sack, turnover. Outstanding job.
What is it, Joe? Victory formation?
Yes, my favorite play in football.
Take a knee, Y, hand off with the possibility of a fumble. Just ask the New York Giants years and years
Herm
ago.
Edwards against the Eagles.
Oh,
Herm
man,
Edwards.
I remember that. Cost me some money in one of those for newspaper purpose pools. I always wondered what the newspapers did with those pools. First down and 10. Red Rocketeers will indeed take a knee. Spero Veritimos. So it will be a second down and 11 for the Red Rocketeers. And Feehan unable to stop the clock. We'll simply have to watch the Red Rocketeers do that 2 more times. Donnie Johnson and his club ready to start the season. They're more than ready. They're about to start the season 2-0. Veritimos will take a knee again, and while he does that, I don't know if Matt Luigi is ready with the final statistics in this one. Matt?
Bishop Feehan had 182 yards of total offense. Andrew Murphy was 11 for 16 with 1 interception for 112 yards. James Coruscaro had 8 carries for 44 yards, and Andrew Murphy had 5 carries for 45 yards. Matt Allen had 6 catches for 80 yards. For North Attleboro, they had 141 yards of total offense. Wes Nichols had 17 carries for 81 yards, and Alex Jenny had 2 carries for 36 yards. Spiro Veritimos was 2 for 4 for 17 yards, and Paul Norris had 1 catch for 18 yards.
Thank you, Matt Luigi. Once again, a tremendous job on statistics. Josh Perry, your final thoughts on this one?
I think it was a pretty solid performance by North Attleboro. All in all, their defense played well. For Feehan, I think they've got to look at it as it was just a couple of little things, a couple of mistakes that they made. They've got to tighten that up, and I think that as they go forward, I think this will be a good experience for them because they were right in this game all the way.
Steve Poole?
Yeah, very impressive special teams. Alex Jetty had a career day, and it comes in time. I mean, he just played an all-around great game. Great blocking, great effort by the Rockets. Especially in the second half, they just did outstanding. And give credit to this Bishop Feehan team, giving up big plays, again, kind of shooting themselves in the foot a few times. And great job overall, great ball game.
Can't leave the booth without a cup, anybody. What a great game tonight. We definitely came out here first half, battled back and forth. Big interception, put some points on the board. Feehan came out firing, but then lost the momentum. North just, compensated on everything they had. You talk about the big plays against Feehan. The big plays turned around. There was a fumble, penalties and stuff. So, overall, good battle back and forth.
Producer and director Chris Miller, Lauren Carpenter on replay, Megan Miller on graphics, on camera, Peter Murray, Bruce Houghton, and Michelle Lucier. For Josh Perry, Steve Poole, Joe Andruzzi, I'm Peter Gay. The final 21-3. North improves to 2-0. Good night, everyone.